Hey everybody, it's Stacy with Stacy's Ritzy Deeply Crafts. How is everyone doing? Well, I've been doing good. Welcome to my channel for all of those that are new here and all of those that are returning. Thank you so much for coming back and being part of the Ritzy clan. There's been a lot of going on. I have recorded videos, I just have not posted them. Either reasons of being busy or just mental health. I don't know, but I will go back and post them, and I will just say delayed posting on them so you guys are aware that they were probably from 4th of July that I did them. But I think I owe you guys an explanation of what's been going on in my life and what I've been doing and things that have been changing. I don't owe the explanation, but I don't like to be MIA from the community as much as I have been. It's just, it's been a little overwhelming for me with all the stuff that I've been doing. So shall we get into it? Thank you guys for coming in. Hopefully you can bear with me. My pens, my ink, my stuff, as you can see, is dirty and gross. But that's what I got right now because I haven't fully unpacked. I am going to be working on this beautiful mental health image. And I absolutely, this is Healing Embrace. This is available through Rose Profit Creations. And this was a mental health piece that I did. Hopefully you guys can see it because I'm not using a flash. But let's try and get that on there. That is so much better for you guys. It's a mental health piece I did. And I did this before I started my trauma therapy, which is one of the things I've talked about. I don't know how much I've posted about, but we'll try and get this one posted for you guys so you know what's going on. But I did this as a mental health piece before I actually even thought about going to therapy. And it just so happens that the therapy I'm going to is trauma therapy, a lot to do with veterans and people that were in the military going through a lot of trauma. But they also take people like me that just have overall trauma and need therapy and are helping my daughter as well. So I love my therapist. I love the facility, and they do horse therapy as well. And that's the image. It's Healing Embrace. And this is a 70 by 70 that I am working on. I'm doing it in ABs, square ABs, and don't come at me because I do not straighten my squares because they automatically straighten as I fill in the canvas. So for those of you that are afraid of doing squares, what I basically do, I don't do the checkerboard method. I don't do anything. I just lay my drills the way I want to lay my drills. I'm not that particular, and I know that's probably going to drive some of you crazy. But let me see if I can show you. I don't think I have any more of this color, which is why I stopped diamond painting last night. So let me put this one away. I'm using a mixture of trays, although I do want to convert all of my trays over to Firefly because there's a tray. Where is it? It's over here. Let me go get the tray that I really want to be using. Give me just a second. Okay, so these trays I absolutely freaking love. This is the Spark 4. And then, oh, I'm sorry. This is the Spark, and this is the Spark 4. And the difference between these, well, one, the spout is different, but this is just one lid, and I don't have it on with the lid on it right now, but this has one lid, and this one has 4 individual lids. So if you want to, if I can, you put them on like that, and they go on individually, so you don't have to have each one open. And yes, I know I need to clean my trays out, so don't come at me for that either. But yeah, so I love the Spark, and it's a Spark 4 actually, but it's the one lid Spark 4 on this one. I am going to be replacing it from my Bella Art de Nicole ones because these things I'm finding pop out way too much, and they're very flimsy, and I've lost several of them. So while these will not fit in my tray, I'm going to have to like maybe get a shelf or something and just lay them on a shelf. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I'll build one when I get the house. Who knows? But I love these things. And this belongs to my other painting that I'm working on. But I wanted to get in. I'm going to do a little business stuff, and then I'm going to go ahead and just do my regular whip and chat. So we'll see how long we can record for. I'm getting new art out. I've got a lot of art images out right now. I'm rehoming some that are going to be going up. I do work with one with the diamond art. And then I also work with diamond plain bling art in addition to Rose Profit Creations. And so those 3 companies you can find my art on. If there's something that you've seen me post that you haven't seen available, let me know and I can go ahead and get that up. But for the most part, I am rehoming everything. Or if there's a piece that you're interested in and you don't know where to find it, just let me know. I can let you know which company has it or when it'll be posted to RPC, which is Rose Profit Creations. So if you hear me say that, that's just Rose Profit Creations. I am half owner of RPC, and right now I am pretty much doing the ordering, creating the images to get up on the website. So I'm working on the website, the ordering, the email. It's like I'm pretty much doing a lot, which is perfectly fine. I am drinking my protein shake. Yes, the cup is nasty, but I love this cup. It's such a cool cup. And that's my proffee, my protein coffee. I have like 2 heaping or what is it? 1 tablespoon of instant coffee and then like half a tablespoon of espresso, instant espresso. So yeah, I'm really loaded right now. Well, I'm not because I haven't drunk all of it. So my pens, oh my God. Bistro exclusives. I'm sorry, I was getting names mixed up, but these are my Bistro exclusive pens, my retro pens, and my June Pride pen. I do have some others, but they're on my other canvas right now, but I absolutely love these. I am finding with some of the other hand-turned pens that they're a little bit too sharp for me right now. Like the curves have a little bit of an edge to them, which normally is fine, but right here, my calluses are really killing me. So I have to switch it up, which is fine. But you'll see me with Bella Art de Nicole trays. I have these trays as well, which I'm going to eventually phase out because I cannot stand how these pop out. These pop out way too much on me. So I do not like these trays anymore. If you are interested in these trays, let me know. If you're interested in the Bella Art de Nicole trays, let me know. I've got the 3 and the 1s. And then I have these trays, which I got from Gab's 3D.etsy.com. He's in Australia, but I do like these trays. They're very thick. They hold a lot of drills and they do stack. So I do like them. It's just, I don't like how these come out because I do lose those. They do pop out from time to time, but these are made really sturdy and you can see that there's an edge on them. So they come up a little bit before, so they're not so easy to pop out. But I do like these as well, and they do fit in my Amazon tray holder. So if he lived closer to me, or if I lived in Australia, I would probably be ordering a lot more from him. But for right now, it's Firefly, and I do need to put in my order. So you will see these slowly phased out. If you are interested in these, they do have, some of them do have my company name on them, or my social media name, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But let me know and we'll work something out. But let me see. I am looking for C's. So let me get this cap on. My dog is going crazy because we're having the hurricane right now, or the tropical storm. And luckily we're not in the center of it. But we have like water bugs coming into our apartment. We found one, so I don't want to say we've got water bugs coming into the apartment. But we found a water bug, or she did, and she was on high alert because we had no idea what she was going after. And yeah, it ended up being a water bug. So we kind of were just setting it aside and like, okay, no problem. I don't know what you're paying attention to, but we'll just go on our day. And then all of a sudden I just saw my dog jump and go on attack mode. And lo and behold, she had a water bug she was looking at or dealing with. So I'm glad that she can hear that stuff and we can't. But I am finding what I so-called thought was our pit bull is actually a Staffordshire Terrier, which I'm going to have to update the vet on, because pit bulls are, or I don't know if it's an American pit bull that she's compared to. I think it's just a pit bull, but they're a lot taller and leaner, and my dog's got some mass on her. Like, if she steps on you, your foot's like gone because she's so, there's a lot of meat on her. If she's gonna pull, she's gonna pull. So when I looked it up, the Staffordshire Terrier, it actually has a lot of muscle to it. So that's what my dog is. And Staffordshire Terriers are considered, they can be considered pit bulls, but pit bulls cannot be considered a Staffordshire Terrier. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And my dog is not aggressive at all. Oh my God, she is a wuss. She will cower down if there's another dog. I mean, the ears do go back, but she gets very submissive, and she will not leave my side. So you'll probably hear her in the background because she has to be on my butt 24/7. If I leave the room, she's following me. But the cool thing is, if she knows that I'm upset or something, she'll usually come up to me, which is really interesting because she's not trained to be a dog to monitor like behavior, emotions, or medical situations. But anytime like I go on that, she's always like right there checking on me. Of course, I do think she just wants loving. It's been a pain in the butt at the apartment having to take her out to go potty all the time, because usually I just open up the back door and I let her out while I'm working, so it's not an issue. Now I just have to time everything. Luckily, my daughter's been home, so she kind of takes her out, or she's more confident now in being able to take her out to go potty, which has saved me with work. But when she goes back to school, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to get this dog on a schedule, and for the most part, she is. You'll probably hear her whining in the background. I really don't know why, other than her wanting some loving. So just give me a second to get her settled. Can you go back? Go back and go lay down, please. Go on. You're okay. Go lay down. You did your job. Good girl. Go lay down. Here, you want the pillow? Move. 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 All right, hold on a second, guys. Okay, so I went to look it up, and it turns out I think she's American Staffordshire Terrier, not the bully part. Anyway, sorry, I accidentally shut down my video while I was looking on that, which is not good. But anyway, enough with the dog talk. Bunny Rabbit, so adorable, doing great, pooping everywhere. I cannot wait to get moved into our house so we can give it its own space. On non-carpeted areas and with proper mats and out of the cage and in its own contained area in one of the bedrooms. So far things are going good in the apartment. I'm trying not to unpack, even though I do need to unpack. And I have most of the stuff done at the house. I just need to go through and do one more check, turn off the electricity, get it all disconnected. Which I need to do today, and just do one more check and make sure I got everything I need to get, because I have a tendency just to leave it there, and since they haven't removed the house yet, I can go back and take care of that, and I haven't signed it over yet either. We got a trade-in for it. It wasn't as much as I thought, but it's at least going to pay for getting everything taken care of on the outside of the house, which I'm very happy about, so it's not really going to cost me anything additional out of pocket. And I just need to transfer the money over to my bank account so I can go ahead and get a cashier's check to pay that off. So hopefully I'll have the house by September, end of September, I'm thinking, just because I've been laxing on doing stuff that I need to get done today. But I will be going out and taking care of it, like I said. Oh, let's see. Okay, so RPC. I am doing a lot of work with RPC, and it got, I did a huge release. I think it was last week. I'm trying to do releases on Wednesday, but it's just basically whenever I feel like I can do them. They do take a lot of time. I give everyone credit if they're trying to maintain a like a company on their own. I don't know how they do everything, plus work, plus take care of families. So when my niece came out over the summer, it was a reality check for me where I was actually able to accept the fact that, hey, I do a lot of stuff and I do need time for myself. And even though I'm getting time to myself, I really am not. Because I'm just diamond painting and listening to like TV or binge watching my shows or going to Al-Anon meetings, which I'll get to in a second. But I'm not really taking that downtime for my self-improvement. I mean, I know the Al-Anon meetings are, but I need to be doing that stuff on my own as well and reading. And I'm not doing that as of yet. So that's one of my goals over these week and the next 2 or 3 weeks before I go back to therapy again is to make that me time. I guess listening to Audible, like I can listen to it better than I can sit and read because my ADHD, and yes, I do have ADHD. I can't sit and read. I've got to be able to do something. Or if I'm sitting and reading, I have to like take notes because that's my other brain is doing something at that point. But it's just hard, man. I'm listening to a really good book about setting boundaries. And I really like how that one is read. So if you're interested in knowing what that book is, just leave a comment below. But it's a great book on setting boundaries, and it has nothing to do with like alcoholism. It has to do everything with setting your own boundaries so you don't get overwhelmed, so people can meet your expectations and you not being overwhelmed or analyzing situations. And while it does go alongside with my Al-Anon stuff, it's definitely something that Jackie is picking up on as well or listening to as well. So preteen, teens, adults alike, it's a great book. And I'm learning a lot from it in terms of me needing to set boundaries in the new house with Jackie, with my life in general, with people in general, with work, and just for my overall well-being. So we can like brush on that topic when I do like a mental health whip and chat if you want to. If you're interested in like brushing over that topic outside of me just talking about myself, let me know. And I can do like a little segment on it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. But I find the information is really, really good. And it's definitely something I would recommend reading or listening to. I'm listening to it on Audible, but I'm finding that there's certain things that I might want to highlight or underline. And I can't do that on an Audible book. So I may have to end up buying the book itself, which is great because then if I leave it around, hopefully the person it needs to pertain to will see it and see that I'm taking my mental health more seriously. Because I hate when that's pushed into my face as a defense or instigation type method. I did decide I am doing therapy, but I have stopped. I want to say I kind of graduated from the EMDR therapy for right now. The EMDR I was doing was basically on my past, and my goal for that was just to be able to express myself without so much anger and resentment with my parents on the way I grew up, things that were missed that could have been pre-diagnosed that I'm getting diagnosed now. And it's just accepting that they did what they could with the knowledge that they had. And while mental health was not something that was openly talked about or there was not awareness for mental health, I feel that if there was, then things would have been identified a lot sooner and I wouldn't have had as many struggles. So I had a lot of anger and resentment, especially with the ADHD, because I can't focus on shit. Like, you want to talk to me, it takes a lot for me to focus on. And then once I lose that attention, it's just like other things are going through my mind. And I can't remember anything because of it. So whenever I went to school, like having to remember dates and facts, it was just a jumbled mess. I could never like the War of 1812. I'm just remembering that now. Like I could not remember that in high school, and I don't remember what it's about. So don't ask. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just I have to. I'll know about it in the moment, and if you want me to get like a report going, I can write a really good report on it. But it doesn't retain, which is weird because I retain so much stuff with my work, and I'm so much confident in my work, and it's just, I don't know. It's weird, the stuff that my brain wants to remember versus stuff it can't. So we're trying to identify if there's any other things that are going on that's preventing that from happening. And also the way I talk to people. A lot of people, I'm like very by the book. Because I feel I need that structure, I guess. So if I don't have that structure, it doesn't make sense to me. And so there's other diagnoses that have been brought to my attention that I might need to get tested for. I'm not saying that I have anything, but to rule out stuff, because I'm trying to understand why I am the way I am and why I interact with people the way I do. I'm very by the book. Like you'll tell me something, I'll acknowledge it, and then I've already moved on, and I don't want to be like that. I think that that's not socially okay. It's okay in my mind because that's what I do, but it doesn't allow that interaction with other people, and it's making me very hard to connect with people and have those relationships, because to me it's like I'll get my answer and then I've already moved on. Oh no, I don't know why my light just went out. I think the battery's going. I may have to plug it in. So give me just a second. Let me do that real quick. Okay, well you guys can still see it, so I'm not worried. No harm, no foul. We'll just zoom it in a little bit more. I'm trying, like a lot of times when I'm working, it'll autofocus, and I hate that. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm trying to narrow stuff down in therapy. So we start that process. We go in for interviews. Jackie's doing the same thing because we're trying to identify her behavior situations. Just with her, not that I'm going to discuss her in full, but things aren't connecting that should be. And it takes a while for the switch to occur, and she needs to be in the fight or flight mode for her to actually acknowledge stuff and to really understand stuff. And I hate getting her to that point because that's, when you have to get her like in a shock. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I see a switch when I'm talking to her and when she's not focused. And then I have to like do something drastic, or I should say something drastic, not do something drastic, because we don't do that. But I'll have to say something really drastic and in like a threatening tone, which is not what I want to be doing. But and I have to like almost yell or talk with a very stern voice for her to actually hear me. And even though it's not yelling, she's interpreting it as yelling, which is very interesting because it would make sense on why she's not hearing me or not understanding it at certain volume levels. Like the words will come out and she'll say, yes, I got it, I understand, but it won't click and register. And she won't have that empathy for not doing it until she gets to that fight or flight mode. And then it's just like everything hits her. So yeah, I just need a check because it's driving me absolutely bonkers. Like I was at my breaking point this week, and I told the therapist that it just like nothing was working. And I felt like, well, I got one step ahead. There was like 100 steps behind, and I can't have that. Like I felt so out of place. I didn't feel like I had control. There was, when you're moving, you got boxes everywhere, right? So there's stuff that's right by our front door because she has a tendency to just drop things right by the front door. And I have, we have boxes there that she brought in from out, and it was just so much. Like, I'm not working in that area, but every time I walked by, I felt so claustrophobic. And I felt like I had walls around me. It's a very flustered, uncontrolled feeling. Like, I did not feel like I had control on anything. And I felt like I was spiraling out of control, and I just needed, at that moment, I just needed everything out of the way. Like, I'm like, get this out of my way, I needed, it felt claustrophobic. Oh, I think that's what the feeling was. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like, I was in a maze and couldn't get out. I don't know. It's just really, really weird. And these are things that I described to my, to the therapist as well. And we worked through the process. But I had to just take control. And one of the things that I'm learning in Al-Anon is you take it one step at a time, one day at a time. And so I sat and I breathed to try and calm myself down. And at that point, I'm like, let me just take care of it. So I was able to unload, I think, 2 boxes almost, and get things off the ground. I put them on the bookshelf for boxes that I wasn't going to go through. I stuck them on our bookshelves instead because our bookshelves right now are kind of like storage. I'm not unpacking. I am definitely not unpacking unless it's something we really, really need. I do have a cover sheet here, so I'm trying not to go past a certain point, but my C's are calling me out up here and I just want to do them. But once I did that, I was able to finally breathe and I had a little bit more control. And then it was the kitchen, and everything was a mess in the kitchen because she leaves everything out. I have a tendency to do that as well, but I've been trying really hard to get everything cleaned up either the night before or the morning. I don't mind waking up and doing it because I'll do it while my coffee's going. And while I'm making everything, and then I'll just do a quick wipe down. But, like, I don't know. I got overwhelmed from that too. And I'm just like, I told her, get your butt in here and get all your stuff put away. Do your own dishes. Yeah, so it's just, it has worn on me these last couple of days. I am okay though. We have therapy on Friday, and, I just let him know. I said, because I have a doctor's appointment with her in the morning, and I just like, I need to reschedule, but I need you. Like, we are not okay. We do family therapy, so, we do it together, which is great because I don't know if you've heard me talk earlier, like last year or the year before, but we were in this one therapist office and they would not let me in with her meeting. They're like, no, you have to stay outside because I've got to be able to work with her one-on-one. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm paying you for. I'm paying you for family therapy because this is affecting both of us. And if I don't know what you're telling her, I can't adhere to that at home. Because I learn from it. Like, I'll learn. Like, if you tell me I'm doing something wrong, or I could do something a different way, or I need to say something a different way, you have to be direct to me because I won't know. So if I've ever offended you, or if I've said something that's been inappropriate, you need to call me out on my shit because I will not read it. I do not read between the lines. It just does not comprehend. You have to be, constructive criticism works perfectly for me, and just say, hey, I just want to let you know, or hey, I just saw this and I just want to let you know. I'm good with that. Like, I can learn and move on. Do I get anxiety from it? If you say that you need to talk to me and just not say anything after that, then yeah, I'll get anxiety. My thoughts will race. That happens to so many of us. Like, what did I do wrong? And that's just a behavior trait that I've had growing up, which I'm trying to overcome, and not just jump to the negative conclusion, even though a lot of times that's what it ends up being. So my mind gets tricked thinking, okay, well, it's always negative. I actually told my boss that if she needs to talk to me, to not just say, I need to talk to you, but let me know what it's regarding, or that it's nothing serious. So that way my anxiety doesn't get the best of me. I know, certain medical stuff that you go through, you don't necessarily want your employer to know, but sometimes I think it's important for them to know because then they know why you react the way you do, or how to handle it so you don't react in the wrong way. I don't know. Does that make sense? So I kind of keep them in the loop what's going on, so that they're aware. I have a tendency to interrupt people without intentionally doing it, but because of the ADHD, it's like I already know what you're going to say just because of the environment I'm in. I already know I can help you out and resolve the situation. Have I been wrong sometimes in assuming what they're going to say? Yes, I have been, and I do apologize for that. And I also apologize for interrupting when I can catch myself. But, you know, we get audited for stuff like that, and I get dinged for it. And I'm just like, look, I'm trying. I don't mean to. They're just like, it's called clashing with the, you know, it's not anything negative. You're just clashing with what they're saying. So now I try and say, oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. I think there's just a delay on the phone, because that way if I'm audited, they can see that I'm trying not to interrupt when I caught myself. And hopefully, you know, that'll give a little bit of a leeway on that situation, but it's really hard to manage stuff. So I let them know what's going on. Also with Jackie, because of the fact, if I need to attend to something for school or whatnot, they're aware of it. And my company, my boss is awesome. I love her. Do I want to work? No, I don't want to work anymore. I really do not want to work. I love to just sit home and create art, diamond paint, and just relax and travel, especially when my daughter's out of school. I just want to go on a huge road trip. I don't want the dog to worry about. The rabbit we can easily take with us. It's not an issue. But the dog is the issue. But she's doing so much better in a car that, you know, who knows, maybe I'll just take her and go. And she's doing really good walking on a leash as well. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to do anything and to go anywhere right now. But I seriously, with the dog doing better on the leash here at the apartment, maybe we can take her for a ride and go someplace. And hopefully she's not listening to me right now. Nope, she's dead asleep. But anyway, so yeah, so Al-Anon, since I mentioned that, I am doing that because while I'm not around it all the time, there are certain times of the year and certain months of the year that I have to deal with it for about a week. And I'm like losing my mind, because when I get our house set up, my house is going to be Jackie's house. That's her house. And it's going to be left for her. Like, it's, you know, from my family, my parents. I'm just saying that it's from my parents who have passed, so you can put 2 and 2 together to figure that out. And it's a 4-bedroom. Do we need a 4-bedroom because we're only us 2? No, but this way it'll give her her bedroom, it'll give her a craft room, it'll give me an office and a craft room, because we'll probably share the craft room together. She wants to do sewing, so we can do that in the craft room as well. I don't know how much we're going to get in the craft room, but it'll be like that. And then the 3rd bedroom can be for the rabbits. We do have a washroom area. I guess I could put them in the washroom, but nothing's going to have carpets. And I'm fighting in the apartment right now. I'm not sure how much I like that, because I hate walking on the floor. The floor gets really dirty. And I'm not so great at mopping. So I think I might just have to get some floor liners or carpet liners, I guess, so that we're not completely always walking on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if it was a mistake to get hardwood. Although it's not hardwood, it's laminate. So now I have to wonder, should I cover over it with hardwood floors over the laminate? Like, I don't know what to do. And I don't want to put furniture down if we're going to cover it with hardwood. You know what I mean? So I really don't know. It's such a confusion. If you're a designer, can you like PM me or something and help me out here? Because I also need to get organized for my child who has ADHD. I need to figure out how to organize art supplies, and I'm so bad on it. And I'll video chat you and show you what like our setup is like. I have no problem doing that. But if you're a designer or if you have advice on how to manage it for ADHD, that would be great. I know closed containers don't work. I know we've got to be able to see everything. So I try and have things in baskets that she can toss stuff in. But even that gets messed up, you know. I need it as well for myself. Although I think I'm okay. I just have to remember to actually put stuff away. And clothing is like the worst for me. I hate putting clothing away. It's like I'll wash it and keep it out. You know what I mean? And her as well. Like we hate hanging things up. And I think that's just the ADHD part of it. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if these are just excuses or what. But anyway, going back to Al-Anon, we're learning one day at a time. And learning that we do need to make boundaries, and we need to adhere to those boundaries. And I'm just starting, so I'm like I think I'm in my second or third week. I can't remember. I think it's my start of my third week, I'm thinking. But I'm just really worried about communicating those boundaries. Because I know they're not going to be respected. I know I won't be respected. And I just have to make sense that this isn't me to control. I can only control what I can. And what I can control is how I handle the situation. So I can either remove myself from the room. If that happens, I can not engage and just let whatever needs to spew out of the person's mouth spew out, no matter how nasty or mean it is, because there's a lot of verbal degradation, like shaming, body shaming, mind shaming, just a lot of non-positive stuff. Let's just leave it at that. And I have to be able to just like not say anything and let it go. I have to learn, do I just say like, hey, if that makes you feel better to call me what you need to call me, then that's fine. I really don't care. And leave it at that. Do I say anything at all? A lot of times I'll say, you know what, I'm not going to talk to you right now. The way you're acting is not okay. And the words you're using are not okay. And they're not respectful. But that usually leads to more trash talk. And it's just like, it's emotionally exhausting. I know for myself that I'm over the situation and that there's no emotion behind it with me. It's just learning to stick up for myself, which I'm doing so much better about. And don't worry, I'm not in a situation that causes harm or anything where you guys have to be worried. It's just a lot of mental bullshit. And that's what I'm going to call it. Mental threats, mental mind games, and so I am going to be putting my foot down, and I'm like, look, if you can't adhere to what our boundaries are, then you need to just leave. Because it's my house now. Like, this is my house. It has nothing to do with the other person anymore. It is actually, it's Jackie's house, and Jackie wants positive vibes. She doesn't want all the negative stuff. So because of that, there's going to be, you know, I will call who I need to call, and I'll just leave it like that if it comes down to it. I will tell that person to leave if they need to leave, even if we don't feel that it's a comfortable environment anymore. One of the rooms is going to be a guest room, and you know what? That's where your ass can go, because it ain't going to go anywhere near us. If you don't want to, you know, my feeling is that you're going to shush us in a public room, such as the family room or the living room, then you can go in your own private room and seclude yourself. Because this is a house and we're free to do what we want to do. If you want your privacy and if you want your alone time, then you go elsewhere where it's a closed door. That's my feeling, and that's what I'm going to stick to. So that's a lot, and I'm doing fine. We're going to leave it at that. I'm learning to journal more, learning to address feelings. Trauma therapy is good, so I've worked on that aspect of what I need to in my past, and I've got over that, and now I need to move on the triggers that I'm having now. The fact that I can talk about it helps, so that's a good thing. give you a little insight on my life, I guess. I have a hard time following through with stuff. Like, I'm good at my job and I can follow through on my job. Like, my job, I'm aced that. Like, I have no issues with my job. Social media, otherwise, I'm not so great in social media. I'll just post something when I want to share something and leave it at that. I have to go back and read all my messages and stuff because I haven't been doing that. And I'm really sorry because I did say that's the way that I like to communicate with people and I feel connected, and I haven't done that myself. So I just need to get myself back into check. I have not been participating with events or going to lives because I've been doing my Al-Anon meetings instead. I'm usually doing that about 4 times a week. No, 5 times a week. It's Sunday through Thursday, and then I do it on Saturday as well. So I usually, those are very time consuming. They go for about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours if I hang out afterwards. And you just have to wind down and I just zone out afterwards because they're so late. The ones that I do are on the West Coast, so it's Pacific time. And so it's already late, like 11 or 12 o'clock my time. And prior to that, I'm dealing with my daughter and dealing with house stuff and getting off of work. For both jobs because I have RPC and my main job, so it's just like a lot. And I miss people. I'm finding out that I really miss being involved, but it's hard to get back into it because once you're into it, I get the feeling that how come, and it's just, I think it's just me overthinking, but if I pop in, it's like I pop out after a few moments. You know what I mean? I don't have the attention span right now to give it. I like to come in and say hi and say, hey, I'm here, I'm supporting you. But I don't think that's right either. Because I don't like to just come in and say hi and then leave without saying anything. And yes, can I say something? Yes, but I don't want to interrupt someone's life because of it. I can do whip-in chats, but sometimes I'll catch those. There was one that I was listening to that, I don't know, I think she was talking about Hannah Lynn and her opinion on the Hannah Lynn situation. And I'm not going to go into the drama of it. I forget her name, but oh my God, I loved how she talked, and she was just open and honest about her feelings and how she felt of the whole situation and going through both sides of that. I'm not even going to go into detail with it, but it was just interesting to hear how she talked, and I loved how she did her explanation. So I did listen to her, and then, Christopher and I, like, we're buddy. Like, he's my best friend, and I'll always consider him someone really, really close to me, and so is Rose. But Christopher and I, we used to hang out a lot and do things a lot. Like, we'd watch movies and listen to music together, and we both have our own lives, and we'll always be close friends. But he's like one of those people that I don't have to, like, my friends, I don't feel that I have to talk to every single day. Like, I can do a quick check-in and say, hey, how you doing, type of thing. And I love that about him. Because even though we don't talk like all the time, we're still there buddy. And I love that about him. And there's other people that he talks to as well. I'm not saying that I'm his only friend. Don't or that he's my only friend. Just, don't think about that. It's just, I have a closeness with him, and I really appreciate that friendship. It means the world to me. And Tammy as well. I don't talk to her, one-on-one a lot. We are collabing on, some diamond painting images together, and I really appreciate, if you guys haven't checked her out, definitely check out her channel. I'll post it in the link below. She's just starting out, and she's amazing. She's bringing a lot of people to the forefront to be able to talk about their challenges. And so because of how much she has supported me, I'm supporting her in the community of people by doing images for people with challenges, both visual and non-visual challenges. And it's been a challenge in itself. There's so many mental health ones that I want to do, But I also want to get the physical challenges in there in a different light. And so anytime I think of something to do or create something, I'll always check in with her and see what she thinks, because I always want to represent the way it needs to be represented. And I love her for that, and her honesty and her openness and her support and love. And then Christopher's my other muse. So anytime like I have challenges with images or whatnot, because, you know, Rose has her time zone and I have my moments with Rose because she'll be my go-to as well as my mentor. But because she's on, you know, opposite time zone, she's not awake when I'm working on stuff. So Christopher's my other muse, my first muse. And I'll always run something by him as well and say, like, how do you like this? And Hannah, Hannah Lipsky, I do that with her as well. So those are the artists I can go to and feel an honest connection with. And then with the artists I work with RPC, you know, I'll post something in there as well for them. And just see what their thoughts are if I'm super, super stuck. But I appreciate those people that are in my lives. I appreciate you guys and everyone who's followed me, and all those who have bought my art. Oh my God, thank you so much. If you followed my art journey, I love you. Not that I love you any more or less than anybody else, but when I get the feedback on how much someone likes an image, or when I actually see people purchasing my images, it's so nice when that can be shared, because I'm like, oh my God, that's going to look so cute, or oh wow. It amazes me the type of art that people really do like, and it just makes me happy, especially if I see something that's bought again. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I should do more of those, because people really enjoy it. And I like to make art for myself, and so when I do it for myself and then I see that you guys are ordering it or enjoying it, I'm like, oh wow, that means, you know, something to them too. And I was thinking with RPC that maybe I'll do more of a personal message on my pieces if they mean something to me. Would that be something you guys would be interested in like knowing the story behind the pieces, if they do have an emotional meaning? Because I don't know, it's a lot of work to do that, but if you guys are interested, like really wholeheartedly interested, if you are purchasing those type of mental health pieces, I can do something like that. Sometimes that helps connect, or some people don't see it as being a mental health piece, and it really is. But let me know. Give me some feedback, guys. I am going to be doing, I do small batches of images. I don't really do it all the time, just because I have so much going on. So it's very hard when it comes to my other companies as well, to get like a bunch of art out there, because I have to spread it around, but B, because I do my art in stages. Like, I'm not constantly doing it. So I think what I've got coming up next is going to be some like fall Halloween stuff. I know I've got some of those out with RPC, but I haven't quite gotten them out with the other companies if they're interested in them. So I'm going to probably work on that this month and get it out to them. Bee's Crafty Corner. If you guys need release papers, oh my God, check her out. I do collab with her on my art pieces. So if there's an art piece that you'd like one of them done as release papers, I will release that image over to her. So just message and let me know. So that way she can get those going for you. She has amazing release papers. I'm going to show you the two types. So this is the square size, or the smaller size, and I think this one got wet, but even wet, it's still really thick. So let me just show you. I have these two from her. I do need to do a new one, but these are super, super duper thick. Like, that's one sheet right there. I don't know if you can see, but they are very thick, very good quality. I've used these, I don't know, at least 20, 30 different times, and look how nice they still are. These I've used like 3 or 4 times, and they're still beautiful. And and they last. Oh my God, do they last. So check her out. She has specials every week on different themes. And just amazing. So if you are interested in getting anything in a cover sheet of mine, or release paper, I should say, let me know and I'll send it over to her. And have you have her let you know when it's ready, or I'll let you know when it's available. I hate working on the edge of my table because my drills shift with my arm resting on them. I just hate that. I like doing squares because I can kind of rotate things, so that way I'm not leaning over the table with it. And this one I'm trying really hard not to, but then I'm like finding I have to move all the way up to do it on. So I may just need to pull it back up on the table. But yeah, so Bee's Crafty Corner I work with. Bistro Blanks, if you guys are interested in having a pen, I work with Bistro Exclusives. So let me know and I can get a pattern over to them. And yeah, so I guess that's about it. I don't really have much more to say. I'm getting a headache. Been dealing with a temple headache. And I know that's probably due to inflammation of the muscle or the temporal muscle. I don't know. I was looking it up on YouTube. I listened to sleep hypnosis for migraines, and oh my God, that works amazing because I go to sleep in like just a few moments, and by the time I wake up it's usually a little bit better. But this one is kind of just sticking with me, and I know I've been drinking my water, so I'm not sure what it's from. And I think I might just take some painkiller because it's not a migraine. But I've just got so much to do. I'm just worried that if I take a pain pill, then I'm going to get drowsy. And I've got a lot to do, so. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I really appreciate you all for being here and for coming. I know I say this like on my lips, but I do have my subscriber giveaway I have to mail out. I'm getting ready to do that. I should hopefully do that this weekend. So thank you so much for being patient and receiving it. I do have some extra goodies to provide for you. And I'll get that wrapped up this weekend for you. And to everybody else, I will do another subscriber giveaway later on. And I will have some unboxings to do now that I'm kind of set up for it. I can get those going and videoed. And hopefully I can do it in one take. I'm just going to load it up without any bells and whistles. So just bear with me because that does take a long time to process everything. This one I do have to amend because I cut my video out. But anyway, I hope this whip and chat wasn't too depressing for you. I don't think it was. I think hopefully it was more informative, either on my life or just things in general. I am very confident in myself and confident that I will get to the place I need to be in. Even with the challenges, I've got the tools to keep those challenges in check, and I'm journaling and discussing things with my therapist, and I think it's a great tool, and I think I'm doing a lot better than where I used to be, because I'm finding when I do get overwhelmed or that anxiety, I can actually calm down and move on and realize I've got it, everything's okay, you know, and not think the worst case scenario. So we will continue that journey, and yeah, so comment below what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the image too. Like, what does the image mean to you? Where is it? Where did I put it? So let me know what that image, if you can see it, means to you. Or what your feelings are of the image. I would love to hear it. And I love you all. My phone's going to die, so I'm going to head out. You guys have all a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending when you're watching this. Take care of yourself. Stay true. Be kind. And love yourself. Bye.